Good evening. This is Tuesday, November, whatever, the day before, well, technically 2 days, a night and a day before Thanksgiving. I'm kind of fatigued because a little while ago somebody was kind of in his own way sticking up for hobo shoestring again, who I've blocked from my channel. I have no desire to do the Jerry Springer dance with you, the trailer park trash dance. But the thing that kind of bugged me was a guy that's been on YouTube, I'd say since he was about 20. He's been on there for 15 years. His original YouTube user designation was Rampage FLX3, and now he's used kind of a clone version of my name, but without a alphanumeric designation at the end. And I kind of let out a little rope. I mean, he asked me, do I know a Jack from New Braunfels? Don't we all know a Jack from New Braunfels in this area? Do you know a Nancy White? Doesn't everybody know a Nancy White? So that narrows it down to two people. One I'm not going to talk about. And the other one, the possibility is that since he was creating kind of like an all black, jihadi rapper, that's more his, even though he's biracial. It could very well be the guy who attempted to murder me past midnight, the night of June 14th, actually technically the morning of June 15th. Hit me in the head with a tree limb shaped just like a baseball bat. It actually broke what you would call the handle. Still didn't break my jaw. And that's probably him. The other, I do know a local Nancy, but I don't know her last name. And she may have been the lady who brought me that bag of Taco Bell that I just heaved out into the, because I just went through 3 Latinos bringing me food or cash. The first one I actually did because it was fresh, hot. I made a judgment call. I was looking in his eyes and stuff, and I figured, like, what the heck? I need I knew it'd be vegetable oil like crazy in that Big Mac. Oh my God. It's that really nasty tasting soybean cottonseed oil mix that I can still taste it in my mouth over an hour later. But I do need a good BM because I haven't been eating much. It's slowed down. That stuff it'll purge me out by in the morning. That vegetable oil is pretty. There is one third possibility, is that actually it could be I doubt it though, because he would have had to show the same YouTube original username, could be the child rapist. He's doing 25 years in the pen, raped a 12-year-old. There's 3 possibilities, but I really think it's the biracial guy he like almost burned down a building there on the edge of the Cherrywood neighborhood and stuff, and he's trying to take credit for Pine Sol the Tagger, and he's really kind of a confused person because he's, if he puts on enough sunblock, or after a long winter and stuff like that, he has no African features. I think he really likes playing it that way. He shaves his head, and with a baseball cap on, your first impression would be, especially since he doesn't talk ghetto, until it comes time to call me a cracker, hit me upside the head with a bat, one-armed man in a wheelchair. Yeah, you're such a brave jihadi rapper. He knows I'm a Jew. That's 2 attempted murders by people who hate Jews. I'm sure he would consider himself one of the black Hebrew Israelite Christian Muslims. So I'm not going to go long on this because I've been watching the slight shift of primetime viewing on my channel. I stay on top of the analytics. Yeah, I've generally been viewing the most between 5 to 7:30, something like that. I've racked up about 1,500 hours in the last 28 days. 25% of y'all watch me on your television. You cast to your television. And I've actually only lost one subscriber. I've probably got subscribers trapped on there because once I hide the user from my channel, I don't think you can unsubscribe unless you just really can't unsubscribe. I've got you trapped there as an undesirable. And they know it. And when I reported this guy for misinformation, which that's what it is. He's using, trust me, I've had a Google account for a long time. They know my full name, they know my location, they know everything. They just got through giving it to an app that was actually causing 1/3 of my views, was showing up in it's called the Nextdoor app, which I've already deleted because it was primarily spyware, and it was actually a huge file. It was, it was a 1/3 of a gig with, just a, and I went through it. I didn't really find what I needed to find, and because or just find out that these areas around here, they have 191 groups, and actually, if you know someone, it appears that you can privately message them through that app. I'm sorry. The air is drying out after days of being misty and damp. So I got a little bit of that booger action going on. And oh God, it's that Big Mac is already crawling up on me. I really kind of feel almost nauseous. Yeah, it doesn't taste that way when you're eating it, but I can still taste that oil in my mouth, and my stomach is telling me, you fucked up, don't do that again. And actually the second Chicano just gave me a cash donation. I told him leafy greens, my favorite food, thank you. And then the third Chicano gave me in a Starbucks bag, gave me a Taco Bell taco that clearly had been unwrapped and not properly rewrapped. Just one of them. Oh yeah, and it was ice cold. I just got through throwing away all that food and shit that I showed y'all before. Poured out the water. There was actually that moonshine, butterscotch moonshine stuff was just Austin tap water. And that's probably the particulates. They don't have a filter on the tap, and she filled it up with Austin tap water. Already gone 8 minutes here. I really think it's the guy who tried to kill me on the night of June 14th, and he probably just got out of jail because APD was calling to the ER. They told me that they were trying to. It's amazing that they responded. They didn't even come when the EMS came. They actually waited till almost about 5 o'clock in the morning to even call to the ER up here and tell them to tell me to call them. The last time that I called APD was for a robbery. They stole my entire backpack because one person knew I had my medication in it. He was a good Christian too. He'd been to prison, but he had found Jesus and everything. He wanted to be so helpful, but he stole the entire backpack because he's afraid I would wake up if he was searching for that pill bottle. He's the only one that knew that I had something he wanted very desperately, hiding his meth usage and stuff. The guy that tried to kill me, he's a meth head too. That's what surprised me, is that I've seen him have a phone, and he came over with a stolen phone and a stolen pad and stuff like that, but never had service because he spends every penny he's got every day partying away. Meth, drink, whatever, he can get a hold of. A little bit of weed, but mostly booze and meth. And so for him to have any kind of functioning, I even am thinking, did he go to the public library and access it and create a new YouTube channel by using his old user ID, which was Rampage FLX3, all one word. So, actually, I do. And the only Jack from New Braunfels that I can remember was in that area where he tried to kill me. So, I'm pretty sure I know who it is. I don't know about the Nancy White thing. I do really know recently a Nancy. Anyway, like I said, it's hard to remember and do all this detective shit. Please, I'm in a town. It's mostly fairly good people and stuff, but there's some really bad apples here, and they generally, just like the evil Christians that hunted down and tortured and murdered about 10 million Jews. They were, the Pope was in full complicity with Adolf Hitler. He helped Nazis, escape. That's a matter of recorded fact. Just watched a fact-based movie the other night about how the Holy Roman Catholic Church, helped hide a guy for his whole life. After as a teenager, he took part in the killing of 7 Jews in a town in France. Michael Caine played the part. It was called The Statement. I highly recommend you watching it and stuff. It's a good movie. So, and I want to finish this by, look, I had a guy that came on a little while ago and stuff. Was kind of ignoring him. I gave him the answer I've already given him before. Hobo wants to know if you ever rode or hopped or freight or, And I've already told one guy who brought that same thing up is I told him, you don't listen good. And that's about all I said. In the very video that guy commented on originally, I said that one time I slept in a boxcar because it was literally the safest place in Bangor because there was a serial fucking murderer on the loose. He was already up to, I think, 4. Faye, and then oh gosh, please, it's really, I actually knew these 2. Yeah, I knew 2 of the 4 very well. And so I know what it's like to sleep in a boxcar, but it ain't rocking and rolling. It's actually good fortifications because you have to be my height or better and have some long arms and good jumping ability or bring a damn stepladder with you. What do you think, little hobo shoestring, tiny little hobo shoestring? He's only 6 foot tall. You ain't jumping up in the boxcar without that bucket to stand on. He needs that extra 18 inches of height to be able to reach up there and get his butt in there. It's really, you have to be super, especially at his age. It's so, oh God, I can still taste that nasty. Every time reminds me of the day that I had already decided that I still was craving one of them chicken burgers from Jack in the Crack. And this was right after the last time I stayed in the hotel. I want to right now. Weather's really not that bad, and the hotel's about to jam up. But tomorrow, I won't even be able to get an Uber because they're going to be circling like buzzards around the airport trying to pick up them $300 rides. There'll be a few in the outline. They'll be out in Lake Way. They'll be here for people that are going to be leaving town. But a lot of them are going to be circling the airport area waiting for the arriving flights. Probably half the Uber drivers in this area know where the money's going to be tomorrow. Anyway, I want to thank all of you who actually have watched, especially the ones that I can tell. I can watch on the charts, see how many of you actually watched all the way to the end of my gas baggery. Yeah, I know I'm talk too much, but that's what this channel about is. This is like the final chapter of my life. My other channels, I've just kind of abandoned them. It's one of them's titled King Rat. You can see it on my subscriptions. And the other one is Armadillo. You see a man, me, holding a baby armadillo that's no more than at most 3 days old. Cute little thing he is. And so, anyway, as one of my last acts was I had a guy who might actually have been in New Zealand or something because I did keep having in my analytics, I kept having this little smudge for Australia showing up. But when I kept reading it, light, flat earth, health food, yoga, crystals. I'm sorry if you're if you're into magical thinking, like crystals do have certain properties that are beneficial and stuff, but if you think that they can really do more than the amount of energy that you put into them, you're delusional. It's the guy's been on YouTube a long time, has only gotten a few views, and I can see why, and now he's blocked. I'll talk to y'all later. I might get a wild hair in a little bit if I see something, because I know that the hobo attack's not going to ever stop because of their homoerotic craving. I want to make this final statement, is that today in watching hobo videos, so many people, these little dweebs that sit in offices, that's what I'm going to call this, the Walter Mitty syndrome. That's a good one. You sit in these offices, and while you're at work, you watch these hobo videos, and you dream a world of being that rebel and that law-breaking, adventurous, free person and stuff. When actually, you're talking about a bunch of toothless drunks, guys that are usually gay as shit. They're lawbreakers. They often end up with their legs, amputated after being run over by or dead, and they're living in some nursing home. That's one guy. Just kind of let him on. I may have already told you the story. Is that it didn't take me too long to figure out that he was getting SSI. He was lying to me, but the SSI is going to his nursing home. So, yeah, I expect it to continue because of the algorithms that keep linking, my name to the hobos, although I'm steadily blocking those channels, and I'm really kind of sick of having to block all you fucking weirdos. I should be down now but I bet you by in the morning I'll be over 100 subscribers, and I think a lot of them are actually trapped. They can't unsubscribe because they can't find me. But I'm getting a shit ton of views, impressions, all that stuff. I'm on 3 continents, and the analytics look good. I'm not displeased. I'm just kind of amazed that some guy who tried to kill me thinks he's going to come in here using my name and get away with it. I mean, the minute I reported him for misinformation, identity theft, YouTube knew. Google knew. He was gone, baby. I had to officially push the hide user from channel button, but the comment disappeared immediately. Without me removing it, they removed it because they were already tracking the bastard. So, y'all have a good night, happy holidays, and we got Hanukkah coming up fairly soon. And